afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to the afternoon session of today's induction program. If you can hear me, just use the chat box and say something, use the emojis. Just let me know you can hear me loud and clear. All right. Blessing, Juliana. Thank you. Julian, thank you. Thank you. It's been a wonderful session so far, journeying through from Monday morning when we started the induction, from the various subjects we've treated, ranging from the curriculum overview, the man who had 7 systems open in his front, down to cloud engineering, to when we had Akin talk about cloud solutions architect, and we had some students share with us. When we had some students come share their journey with us so far. And yesterday we spent a very good time to do more of behavioral, the behavioral bit of the training, the program. From the talent management team, we learned about conceptual learning with reinforcement. Leo took us on assignments, use of case studies, project, and yesterday, Bolanle took us on accountability partners. I think for some of us, we really got engaged in that session because we wanted to know we could get a partner irrespective of the various time zone. And it was a very beautiful session yesterday. And we had the engineer himself talk about data engineering, very interesting, broken down in layman terms. And then we had the icing on the cake yesterday. Mabuya shared a very rich resource with us. And today we started off the session on a very, very powerful note, technical foundations. I mean, in the layman's term, how we were taught by one of the finest in the field on various matters that has to do with the technicality that surrounds our journey into the tech world. Many of us would agree that we didn't know the very basis of some of the browsers we use, the quick back history on internet that is shared with us, and we moved on to AWS workspace. And interestingly, one of the take home for me from that session was AWS workspace is a service in AWS itself. I believe someone asked that question, and Kazim spoke to that effect. Then we had the demo session from the co-facilitator for that session, John, and it was as though John was carrying us to where we did not know. But eventually he told us, don't worry, just calm down. We would all be on the same page. And here we are this afternoon to take it further with this session centered around hearing your thoughts, your questions, and providing answers in the best way we can. So to run us through this session, we have Mutiat, we have John, who was with us earlier in the morning, and we have Techie, and these folks are going to be sharing gems with us based on the questions that are going to come in. So let's just quickly validate if they can hear us loud and clear, and if they're on the call already. Mutiat, can you hear me? Good afternoon. John, Techie, can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, I can.
All right, great. So let me just run let me just run this quickly. So our participants, everyone on the call, basically what this session is all about is this is the time when John was saying he was going to come back to answer your questions. So this is a time when you might want to ask them questions based on the engagement so far from the sessions we had in the morning around AWS workspaces, technical foundations. Perhaps you want to travel down to yesterday again and pick questions. No problem. Let's start using the chat room and we can begin to provide answers to that question. But just before then, Mutiat, let me engage you first before questions start rolling in. Can you just give us a quick overview of what the journey has been like for you into the tech space?
Okay, thank you, Victor. Good afternoon, everyone. Just like what Victor has said, my name is Mutiat Adejuwon, and coming from engineering background, I actually transited into tech properly during I think after my service, when I was able to get a kind of internship training like this one, although it's not CIL Academy, right? So that was when I knew about what data science, data analysis is all about. But then it's just like learning, reading on paper, and then doing some quizzes, no hands-on, right? So it was last year when I was still working with one company. That was when I got. In fact, I don't even know how I registered for CIL Academy. I can't see. I just saw the mail that I've been admitted, probably when I was just registering for any learning platform or stuff like that. So and then it was kind of challenging. However, it's not as intensive as the one that is going on currently, but probably because of my current situation, then I was able to scale through with the kind of people I was learning with. I had a partner. I have some partners, but I have someone that specifically used to check on me every now and then to carry on with the training. And at the end, I was able to get into it properly and scale through. Thank you.
Wow, great. Thank you very much. That's quite a transition journey to say. So listening to you, I would want to pick a question from there and direct it to Teddy. Good afternoon, Teddy. Teddy, so can you tell us in transition into tech while you were running through the program, attending, taking the courses, reading materials, and all of that? What was the journey like for you having an accountability partner?
Okay, thank you, Victor. Good afternoon, everyone. A good day from where you're tuning in from. Having an accountability partner is actually very important in your tech journey. I would say that for sure. I had a friend that was kind of a mentor to me. He had been in the tech game for like long before I actually came in. When I was in the academy, when I have like issues and I don't know how to go about it, all I just have to do is go to him, he sits me down, take me through resources, then explain every bit for me. So without him, I don't really think I could have scaled through. I had friends too during the academy. People I reach out to, people ask, oh, please tell me, where did you get this resource from? How were you able to circumvent this, right? These are people who reach out to me, who tell me, okay, have you completed this task? Little things like that made me actually pull through the whole duration, because it was months, I think 3 months during my time. So an accountability partner actually matters a lot if you're going to go through the entire duration of the academy.
Wow. You have people you could fall back to, ask for resource guide and all of that. That's interesting to know. Thank you very much. Let's drop our questions. Let's engage our facilitators for this session. Using the Q&A box, we would ensure we attempt questions as they come in. Yes, John, there was a thought you were trying to speak on earlier this morning. I'm not sure if you can still remember. Can you hear me, John?
Yes, I can hear you, Victor.
There was a thought. There were questions you were attempting to speak on this morning. There was one that had to do with DPS. Do you want to speak to that quickly? Can you speak to that quickly? Let's have a backdrop of that and learn a little about that.
Okay. Actually, the question was in the Q&A. Then it was on VPC. Okay. Now, a VPC is actually it's short for virtual private cloud. Now AWS it's cloud, like it's like AWS cloud. Now, when you open an account with AWS, everything you do will be done. Not everything, because there are some resources that will not be that you don't put in your own personal VPC. Now, when you open an account, you'll be given a default cloud. It's called a VPC, a virtual private cloud. Like that is like a small space in AWS that belongs to you. Now, when you open an account, you get a default VPC. But if you want to do any other thing, you can always create other VPCs. I think by default, you can create about 4 VPCs. Then if you need more, you talk to AWS and they give you more. But all your resources will be, all the resources you want to use most times as a learner when you start, will be in the VPC. There will be some resources you want to spin up that will always ask you which VPC do you want to put this particular resource. Then you choose your VPC, either it's the default one or a different VPC that you created for yourself. So that's how VPC works. Now, everything done in the VPC, it's private, but you can make your VPC become like be accessible through the internet. If you don't, you just leave it private and you connect your resources and get what you want to do done, like in that your own private space, like that. So that's what a VPC is basically. Hello, Victor.
All right, thank you very much, John. I want to believe the person who actually asked that, I just want to believe or hope that the person who asked that question is on the call listening, and your answer has provided more clarity to that effect. Thank you very much. So let me pose this to Mutiat. In this part of the world, Mutiat, we really don't see female techies. I mean, for whatever reason, cultural or whatever reason, we barely see the female gender in this space. Was it really a challenge when you were going to transition into the tech world?
Yeah, thank you, Victor. I will say yes to that, and the reason
So,
being that
how did you scale through? So
okay.
It was a challenge. Then you speak to that and just share with us how you scaled through.
All right, just like I said, I came from engineering background, and throughout my first degree during my ND, I've always find myself in the midst of guys, like so, and it's kind of challenging in the sense that I feel guys they can withstand stress more than we ladies, but the nature, right? So I get tired easily. However, these guys keep going. I keep asking myself, like, what is the problem? Is it because I just get tired, or because I feel it's just my gender? But seeing them that they keep going, I just see it like we started from nowhere. We don't know anything. The fact that they keep going, keep pushing me. So now, while transitioning properly into tech, I didn't find many female even when I have challenges, to say, okay, let me go and meet female that will understand situation from my gender perspective, it's kind of difficult. Then I try to like, okay, if I am able to solve that problem and be like a solution to female like myself, then that will really help. And so far, I've really been a mentor to like some of my younger ones, my colleagues that are females, and even some of my friends that are married, because during my internship days, I was expecting a baby, and it wasn't easy at all. But being, just like I said earlier, having a reading partner really helped, and the determination also kept me going, that like I just have to scale through. And among the people that were able to like get into CIL properly after the internship, I was part of them. And in fact, when my team lead got to know that probably I was pregnant, it was kind of surprised because it was challenging, but the determination just kept me going. And when I believed that I can do it, and I did it.
Great. This is quite inspiring. I think I should give you about 30 seconds to make a shout out to the female gender on this call. Just give them a dose of insulin this afternoon. Can you just give a word of encouragement to the female gender on this call? We are not gender biased. But this basically is just to let everyone know that if a guy can do it, there is nothing stopping a lady from doing the same thing, and even doing better on this path.
Okay, and thank you. Just like I said earlier, like I'm not trying to do what the guy can do. My own is just to achieve what I meant to achieve. I go with my pace. If guys are trying to like meet in the night, or trying to work late in the night, if early morning is what work for me, I go by it. And whenever we are to submit or to give feedback, we have the same to show. So sometimes as a female, especially as someone that's married, it might not be easy for you to like say you want to work with your team maybe in the midnight or so. Then you find a way to get it done. If it is for you to like commit yourself very early in the morning or in the afternoon, you don't joke with that time. Then you balance it up, and everything will be done. Just don't see it that maybe because the guys are doing it, it's just meant for the guys to do. They don't know it before. We also don't know it before. So if you see it from the angle that we are here to live this place, and then we are here to survive, then all of us, in fact, at least if any of us, maybe we see something that scares us, that we need to run, we won't say it's only the guys that need to run. As fast as we can, we will run. So this is how I see things. As much as I can achieve, I achieve it, and I'm there, even though I'm still going.
Great. Thank you very much, Mutiat. That's for the female gender there. So you have someone you can look up to. You have enough reason to push. Teddy, let me direct this question to you. Teddy, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I see Blessing you is answering that question. But you could just speak to it in about 50 to 60 seconds. What's the future of cloud computing?
Okay. What's the future of cloud computing? Okay. Thanks for that. Cloud computing, I'll start with, we already know what it is and we already know how big of a field it is. But I'll start with the importance of cloud computing, so we know how essential it is to everything we do in our day-to-day tasks as like engineers, as techies, both cloud and data and the rest. Currently, almost everything we make use of currently resides on the cloud. We make use of our daily applications. We are currently attending this call through an application connected with where the backend and where the whole pipeline is actually rested somewhere in the cloud. You could tell that, right? And this cloud, the backend as it is right now, it is rested somewhere in probably, let's just say, an AWS, like John mentioned earlier, like an AWS VPC, where the whole call is connected, where you could hear my voice from, right? Where we could see the slides from, the slide that is actually shown. And the idea about it is, regardless of how far we come as, how far we go as techies, or how far this industry progresses, this part of the job is always going to be there. That is, this part of having to work in the cloud, having to do things in the cloud. Other companies have actually spinned up from major companies we know. We could also tell that since the beginning we'll be speaking of AWS, GCP, and Azure, which are actually the three major clouds. But what we don't know is most other companies actually still sublet from them. If some of you have actually worked on a little bit of technical things before, let's say Heroku or Vercel, you host your apps on stuff like that. Most of these companies are actually subletting their stuff from AWS, Azure, and VPC, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So which means regardless of what you're doing as techies, as long as you're going to be building stuff, it's going to always reside in the cloud, and there's always going to be somebody that is going to manage it. So cloud computing is always a field that is always going to develop far more advanced than it's what it is right now, but it's always going to be there. I don't think it's ever going to change, and I don't think it's ever going to go down, or whether the need for experts in this particular field is actually going to reduce. I don't think so.
I think that's comprehensive enough. That's comprehensive enough. Thank you very much. John, let me put this to you quickly. Following through every session since Monday, there's been one challenge, or there's been one concern. Let me use the word concern from many people asking if what kind of system they can use, PC, laptops, and all of that. There is someone asking again this afternoon, can a laptop with Core i3 and 2 gig RAM run this program? You want to speak to that, please, John? John, are you here? Can you hear me? Let me get the big man, the man with 7 laptops open in front of him virtually every day. Blessing, are you here? Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you very clear. So I've answered that question.
Speak to that question, please.
Yes, indeed. I've answered that question. Indeed, I think especially where we talked about desktop as a service earlier. A 2 gig RAM Core i3, it's okay. I would say it's okay. However, there is something I would advise all of us to do if we can. If you can't, start with what you have. Okay. I might have 7 laptops open in front of me today, like Victor says. But once upon a time, my first programming, I wrote it on a calculator, right? I learned programming, writing programs. In fact, I actually first of all learned my programming on paper, okay? Writing it on pieces of paper. I used to write algorithms and write programs and dry run them. Some of you will kind of relate to what I'm saying. Then I went on to write on a calculator. Then I went on to, in time, I was able to acquire myself a desktop. So you can start where you are. But if you can, big if you can, get yourself a laptop or a PC desktop that is a minimum of, I'll say, Core i5 and about 8 gigabytes of RAM. Okay. The reason I say so is because you will start to do certain things that would drag and drain the resources on your machine. And you don't want to be in a situation where you're kind of frustrated that the machine cannot keep up. So yes, whilst your Core i3 2 gigabyte RAM is good enough, if you can up that 2 gigabyte to 4 gigabyte RAM, even better. If you can move up higher to at least 8 gigabyte Core i5, even better. Okay. If None of that applies. Just come with what you have. Start somewhere. Okay? Thank you, Victor.
All right, thank you very much, Blessing. Just before you go, let me engage you on this one. So Joshua is asking, first of all, during our training, are we going on real life tasks in order to know what's going on in the real world as cloud engineers? So he wants to know if the training would be characterized by real life issues, real life tasks. Secondly, is there any guarantee for job placement on like internship? Blessing, do you want to speak to that, please?
Thank you very much for your question, Joshua. I'd first of all suspect that you were not here on Monday to speak with the current cohort of students. And we had with us Sophie, Maureen, Nicholas, and Alvin. So you would have heard from them that indeed, during the training, you get to work on real life tasks indeed. Okay, but you don't do that in modules 1 to 5 until you get to module 6. Module 6 is where so while you have hands-on practical in everything you're doing, but in module 6, you get given a real life problem to solve. And again, this morning I said to you, those that were here in the morning, I said, the real life project that's cohort 6, this cohort that you kind of joining, the real life project that you're going to be solving, ready, is being prepared as of today. So as many of us as will make it all the way to module 6 of cohort 6, okay, will get to work on a very exciting real life project. Secondly, job placement guarantees. Secure intelligence does not make any guarantees to anybody regarding job placement. Okay, what we offer to you is the opportunity and the platform to build competence. Okay, I've spoken with students in the past, and you see all our previous alumni coming to speak to us, right? I've spoken to students in the past who kind of start by going, oh, look, I'm looking for a job. I'm a senior Python developer. Oh, okay, are you? And then we go and do certain things together. And then they suddenly realize, I'm probably not a senior Python developer, right? Let me step up my game. Competency is what is key. If your competency is good, the job market will look for you. Okay, hands down, as I'm here today, I have a principle, right? I get a new job, I write my resignation letter the same day. It's always ready for me. I submit if I need to. I don't write it on the day I resign. I wrote it on the day I resume the job. Why? Because I'm definitely sure I'm finding another one. And it speaks to the competency that I have built through hard work. And that's what you're coming here to do. Okay, we are not guaranteeing you jobs. Here is what Secure Intelligence Academy is going to guarantee you. Number one, we'll guarantee you that you run this program free of charge. This program costs us, the platform you're going to be using to learn, costs us $6,000 every month. We're not asking you to pay a dime. So we guarantee you're going to be running this program free of charge, FOC. We guarantee you that if you put in the work, you come out on the other side of this program as a cloud engineer or a data engineer, depending on your choice. We guarantee you that we will support you. We are all rooting for you. We'll be here for you every step of the way. Those 3 guarantees, call on me anytime. I will make sure you have them, but we don't guarantee job placements. Some of us will make it through and will join Secure Intel, right? Like Mutiat, John, Teddy, and all the other people, cousin you've been speaking to, they're alumni. Okay, some of us will, but there are no guarantees on that. I hope that answers your question, Joshua. Thank you for that question.
Thank you, Blessing. Thank you for speaking to that. So let me answer this question from Solomon. Solomon is asking, how much time would going to recommend to for someone who is into 9 to 5 job? So Solomon, this was treated yesterday, and the answer to that is you know yourself best. You know how to structure your timing best. There is no playbook to that question. So you have to structure your time best. Get an accountability partner. Your commitment, your drive, and basically are the things that will help you scale through to that bit. Let me go a bit personal. John, are you still on this call? Can you hear me?
Yes, I am, Victor.
All right. So I want you to share with our audience this afternoon one of the times you felt like throwing in the towel, like you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to attend any of this again. I'm not going to do this again. I want you to share with us one of those experiences, and what was that thing that brought you back to carrying the towel and not throwing it anywhere?
Okay, I must be sincere. Like, if I had to go down the rabbit hole a bit,
The memory
actually,
lane.
I started programming around probably 2019 or 2020. I started with Java. Now, one thing about Java is, I don't know, probably it's the fact that I didn't search for, I didn't go on LinkedIn to search for jobs then, but I just felt like, will this thing actually yield anything? So at a point, when I got to know about LinkedIn, I started looking for jobs on LinkedIn, and I discovered that most of the job offers on LinkedIn are actually front end related. So I dabbled into front end and started learning things, JavaScript and the likes. After learning Java front end to a point, I wasn't able to get a job. I started getting frustrated. Like, this thing is taking time, and that was when CIL came on. That was when I got to see sales internship. It's actually a link from a friend, and the rest is history. But at that point where I couldn't get up, when I learned JavaScript and front end related courses, and I couldn't get anything, I almost gave up then. But then cloud engineering came, and let me try this, and that's what did it for me. Again, so guys should press. I'm sure one or two people will have this type of would have my kind of experience. The truth is, if you when you press, you keep going, you get something out of it. Like, you are a programmer, you are a cloud developer. People need you, like, you are needed out there. That's the truth. So I hope I've been able to help one or two persons with having that type of thoughts. Huh?
Very, 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 very valid and sound. I mean, listening to you, I heard you say, in my words, one of the things I heard you say was, despite the bottom rock you were eating, you were still you with your competencies. The fact that you were not getting a job didn't take away the competencies you have on the inside of you. And when the opportunity came, everything just worked out together. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, John. So we're wrapping up the session. We'll be wrapping up the session quickly. I know the next facilitator is here to run us through another bit of this induction program so far. But just before we wrap this session up, Teddy, if you would look back to the you that started off the tech journey, what three advice would you give to that you, if you understand that question?
Yes, I kind of do. I do, Victor.
Great.
Advice I would have given to that particular me was should have like dabbled in this a little bit sooner, done a little bit deeper, gone a little bit deeper. Because one thing about tech is, regardless, like John answered in the question and answering, if you go to the question and answer, I think John answered something. I said, with the skills you've learned, right, you could always switch fields. One thing about tech is this, right? Regardless of where you start from, be it a front-end engineer, back-end, data, cloud, the idea is understanding what you're doing. If you learn Python today and you get a job that requires under programming, it would actually take you long to actually understand that language. the major issue I had then, I think the major issue I had then was the same as John. I didn't really know much. I didn't really know LinkedIn. I was just kind of learning on my own and trying to do stuff, right? So I wasn't that much focused in it until I saw somebody who kind of put me through, who explained things to me as it might be. So the if I could go back in time, if I could see myself back in 2018, 2019, I would have told myself, don't take this thing for granted. Just learn, be more serious about it. Reach out to people because you can't do it alone by yourself. You can't know everything. That would have been it.
Okay, I think this is the point where I need to just say this. I'm hearing it from John, hearing it from Teddy again. This is a call to building your network. And one of the things this program would help you do is to get into a network that would eventually be valuable for you. And one of those spaces you can actually thrive as a career person, whether in tech or whatever space, is building a space for yourself on platforms like LinkedIn. I think that is something. Let me go and look for my LinkedIn account and dust it off. Thank you very much, Teddy. Thank you very much, John. So, final thoughts. Mutiat, do you have a final thought you would want to share? Just wrap up in 20 seconds for us, so we just go on to the next session for the day.
Okay, thank you, Victor. And just like what everyone has said, just put in your best and don't compare yourself. Somebody might use 1 hour to achieve something. You might need to use 10 hours to achieve it. What matters is that we're able to achieve it. No one care about the way you use, the method you use. What matters is that we were able to achieve it and use it. Secondly is that whatever you learn, try to know the how and why of it. Like, why do I need to know about VPC and how can I use VPC? Why do I need to learn data engineering and how can I make use of, like, how can I do something that they will call me that this is a data engineer? Know the how and why of everything you are doing. So try to build just like what Blessing has said, you're going to work on real life projects that will really help you and give you sense of whatever you are learning. Blessing has broken down the OSI model for us, and we're able to relate with it from our day-to-day activities. That give you sense whenever you are learning. It makes you to like interpret it in your own language that your brain understand. So just keep putting in effort and don't think that it's going to be easy. I'm not trying to scare you. You need to move away from your comfort zone in order for you to achieve the success you want. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mutiat. Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much, Teddy. These guys that have been engaging us so far, they've gone through this program. They've succeeded. They've broken through, and they are making the academy proud in what they do today. So thank you for spending our time with us. This your thoughts have been very relatable, and we want to wish you all the best even as you continue your journey in the tech space. Can we just use the chat room to say a big thank you to Mutiat, John, and Teddy? Maybe a bigger thank you to Mutiat as the only lady in the midst of the mighty men. I mean, a mighty lady doing mighty things. All right, so we'll be moving on quickly to the next segment of this section. Can someone please confirm if James is on the call? James, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm on the call.
Great. Good afternoon, James. Good to have you here.
Yeah, good afternoon. And good afternoon, everyone.
All right, so James will be running us would be taking us quickly on CIL Academy on social media. I mean, I'm not going to take the words from his mouth. So let me just hand over to the senior man himself. Over to you, James. Good afternoon once again.
Yeah, hi everyone. Hi everyone, and thank you, Victor, for owning and manning the sessions so far. Yeah. I'd like to turn on my camera, but I'm in somewhere that I'm not sure we'll be able to see my face properly. Okay, I think this is not working. Right. Is this showing up from the... Yeah, I think this is a lot better, right? So this is what I look like. I cannot see the lot of you because you're all, kind of on mute and nobody's screen is sharing. But subsequently, if everyone else joins in on the academy and we have other engagements, we'll probably get to know each other a little bit better. So my name is James Praise. I know that has a kind of sound to it because like James Praise, what is that? Who is that? Anyways, there are a lot of emails you will have received from when you signed up for CIL Academy that have carried my name, right? James from CIL Academy. Most of those emails have been sent by myself. Others have been sent by people within my team, right? So if the emails are the ones you like, just assume I'm the one that sent it. And if you don't like those emails, probably not the one that sent those emails to you, right? So I'm just here to talk about our engagements on social media. I think a lot of us understand how important social media is in this age and time. I know we have millennials here, we have Gen Zs, right? So we really understand the importance of social media and how it kind of integrates into our lives and everything that we do. I feel like a lot of us also, came in contact with CIL Academy via one of our social media channels. Probably saw an ad on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, or you saw somebody referred CIL Academy to you, and the person definitely would have heard about us from somebody else that's interfaced with social media in one way or another. So we're present in a number of channels. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're also on TikTok, right? Because we're cool like that. And then we have an active YouTube channel that carries a lot of our webinars and events engagements like this, right? So everything about the induction, all of the induction sessions from Monday to Friday are going to be uploaded on our YouTube channel. By the time they are ready, they've been edited and they've been, made up to top quality. Like I think we will have seen the last induction program that we had for the last cohort, also available on YouTube. So we're going to have something similar like that. And on multiple social media channels that were present, we consistently drop news, updates, engagements, and we share your success stories as well. Whatever you guys are doing in the academy and the progress that you're making, right? You have that that allowance to also upload your own journey, document your own journey on social media and use the hashtag CIL Academy and your cohorts and CIL devs and stuff like that. So really associate your content with us. And we are also active enough to also, reshare, retweet, like and engage your own post, right? To kind of validate whatever it is that you're putting out there. But as long as you're not putting us in trouble, right? And you're not taking our name in vain. So these are all of the social media channels we're present on. Also for very closer engagements, we have the Telegram and Slack communities that I believe a lot of us are present in. If we do not have access to the Slack channel, we can always reach out and you get the link. If the link is not working or you're having difficulties joining the channel, we'll be able to add you to the correct channel and the correct the correct network where you need to get the resources that you need. Also, we are available on email, academy@securintel.com. A lot of engagements come from there, and you can reply to those emails if you have any issues, and someone will pick it up and attend to whatever challenges that you're facing. For a lot of products, programs that we have, training programs, aside from just this Zero to Techie, cloud or data engineering program, we have a number of programs available for various use cases, for various reasons that you might want to learn. If you want to learn something else outside of these domains, we have a lot of programs available on our website and on our LMS, right? You can access our website directly from this link, secureintel.com/CIL-Academy. We update that landing page with all of the contents that we have, resources that we have. And subsequently, we will also have a section where we will also be, kind of advertising, successful candidates from our academy and our cohorts, right? So you can get some immediate vetting if you're looking for a job, or you want to just show that you went through the academy and you completed everything that is required of you, and you're actually competent in your skill and your domain, right? We're going to have that also subsequently coming up, right? So, but I think a major thing for everyone is you just keep documenting your journey. Just as you're starting with CIL Academy, keep notes, keep track of that on social media, share with your friends. There's some of your friends that probably want to get into tech and stuff like that and need help, right? So the CIL Academy is there for them as well. So you can always share our programs that we are having. This cohort, we're going to have subsequent cohorts like this. This cohort, we're going to have cohort 7, 8, and more like that for 0 to Techie program, right? So anyone that you know, a friend of a friend or an enemy of a friend or one of your enemies, right? Your family and distant relatives that also want to take advantage of everything that we're offering, you can share with them. And you can also put out on social media to your network, right? And all the good things that you're doing for yourself, right? We also have a blogging section. I think John is going to take that, where you can also take advantage of our blog to just document your journey with CIL Academy, right? I was blogging a while ago too. I still do, but I do not do it very consistently. But it helps you to really see how far you've come. It helps you to write better. It helps you to really toot your own horn, right? So you're starting out in maybe tech, you're starting out in cloud engineering or data engineering, and you actually want people to notice you, that you actually went through a program, right? You finished the program, and now you are out in the market, and you probably need to get a job. So if you know how to utilize your social media presence very well, maybe I think strongly on LinkedIn, and if you have a personal blog or you're doing Medium or something like that, you can also utilize these channels, right? To just keep documenting, just keep putting stuff out there. And little by little, you are building a portfolio. You are creating records that people can see, publicly available records, and then people know you, like, oh, James, this is what he does. James is a badass coder or wherever it is like that, because I've consistently put that image outside. Advertise yourself, basically sell yourself, right? So utilize social media. It is one of the easiest ways that you can get the publicity you need, and you can connect to the world, basically, right? So let's take advantage of all the social media channels that we have available and leverage the presence that CIL Academy also provides and the platform that CIL Academy is providing for you. So tag us, use the hashtags and all of that, right? And I feel we're going to have a good time. Victor, I think I see some questions here. Do you want to, call them out, or do you want me to take them?
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So let's take okay. Muyiwa is saying finally meeting James from CIL Academy. All right. Muyiwa, I hope you had the caveats. If the mails you received made you smile, they came from me. If they didn't make you smile, okay, I don't know. You heard what he said. If you didn't hear what he said, you should probably ask him again. Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to skim through questions that are peculiar to you, so we don't put you on the spot. Onifadi Drefa is asking, please, can we add or include that we are currently students in our social media platforms for like LinkedIn?
Yes. So for that, you can add that you're a student, right? That you're learning in CIL Academy on LinkedIn. But what you should not probably do is false advertising and say that maybe you have been employed within CIL Academy when you're just taking the training program at the moment, right? If you eventually pass, go through everything in the academy and you pass and you actually now get a job, just like Blessing said, you get a job with us, then you can say, you're working here, but do not lie on your profile and say you are, being employed by CIL Academy. But, you can associate that you're learning, you're a student, you're taking a training, you went to CIL Academy and all of that on your profile. That's fine.
Okay, great. Jeff, I want to ask a question. Perhaps there might be one or two persons saying that would my social media engagement be my social media engagement be part of my assessment grade? Do you want to speak to that bit? Say, if they don't see my post on TikTok, they don't see my post on LinkedIn, Twitter, is it going to affect my assessment? Would it drop me? Do you want to speak to that bit, please?
Okay, yeah. As to that, there's no hard requirement for you to post on social media like it's going to be a part of your assessment or your grades, right? It's just something that I feel it helps you if you do it, right? And I think there are some incentives around it that the community manager usually comes up with once in a while. Someone that's most active on social media gets something, something to just encourage them, maybe an allowance of sorts, right? But I can't speak to that 100%. But you're not going to be disqualified because you did not post on social media.
All right. That's great. Any other question coming in for James? Any other question coming in from Jace? So to get this straight, we are not interns, we are trainees, mentees, and I can put this on our social media platform. Absolutely, Victor. Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Look, man is asking, must I need to get a cloud certification at any point during the program? James, you want to speak to that bit? This is completely outside your presentation, but yes, I know you can speak to that bit.
All right. I would like to speak to that.
This is Bolanle.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. For the cloud certifications that you have to take, yes, at some point during the program, you'll be required to take some certifications. I think we said this on day one. It's important. We're trying to get you qualified and certified. Okay, we want to give you all that you need to actually become the techies that will be desired. Some people asked on the first day, said, oh, will we be able to get a job after this? If you're able to go through our training part, get qualified, get certified, you will get offers. I remember Blessing talking about the fact that there was even someone, in the academy that, got poached even before she completed the program. So yes, you will have to get certification along during the course of the program. Then those asking for clarity, please, I'll say this again. I said this earlier. You are not an intern. You're in the training program at CIL Academy, Zero to Techie program. You're not an intern at Secure Intelligence, but you can associate with us being a part of the training. And to further buttress what James has said, there is no being part of social media or communicating via social media does not take away or remove anything from what you're doing. It's not part of the criteria. However, the reason why this is important is putting yourself out there, trying to position yourself to get the best opportunities for you. It's part of building a community. Okay, a lot of people have been asking about accountability partner. How would you get these accountability partners if you're not putting yourself out there, if you cannot see people putting themselves out there? Understanding that our world is a digital world, a lot of opportunities can come from you positioning yourself. You get the person who got poached, got poached because people saw what she was doing and what she can do. So you see people on LinkedIn, they get a certification, a qualification, and they put it on LinkedIn and say, oh, I just got certified, I got qualified. People who are looking for the same skills that you have can reach out to you. Also, you can help other people. Associate with our community, you get to be part of the journey, get to say your story. people get to see what you're doing, and also you get to help other people, grow as well. So the social media part of this section is just to encourage you to position yourself, put yourself out there, let people see what you're doing. With that, you'll find like-minded people, growing in that same path with you. I hope I've been able to answer most of the question on that.
Absolutely, Bolali. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. James, you want to share your closing thoughts here. Want to share your closing thoughts, so we just move on to the next section. I can see our facilitator is already here also.
All right, Victor, thank you very much. Bolali seems to have taken over my my spots, my laptop, right? So I think just closing remarks for everyone. This is beyond just social media. For everyone that is part of this induction program, I think the prospects for you guys are very high, right? This is me being futuristic now, but Africa has an opportunity to really change the world and to really take over the world, actually, right? We have the youngest population in the world at the moment. We have the highest amount of youth. Barry was saying that, we are lazy, unemployed Nigerian youths. Those are for people that are in Nigeria joining us here. But we have a very vibrant youth population. And the world is hearing, all the great things that we're doing. We already we are trending in media. We're doing a lot of great things in entertainment, and in tech we are springing up to. I think yesterday there was this Black Founders Fund from Google, right? And a lot of Black people took advantage of it. So you guys should motivate yourself and become part of the African story too. As you've already taken this step to join CIL Academy to upskill in cloud engineering, data engineering, front end, and whatever domain that you're actually interested in when you signed up, right? This is the first step. Now, what really matters is how far you're willing to go, the sacrifices you're willing to make, and everything you are able to consistently put in, because you need to build on it, right? You need to keep showing up. You need to keep turning up. The program is going to be very rigorous, and some people will actually get dropped. I think every 3 weeks or thereabouts. But no matter what happens, you have to be responsible for your own story and your own success. And then, sometime in future, you can reference back that maybe you started your journey with CIL Academy, or CIL Academy helped you somewhere along the line. But you are totally responsible for the outcomes of your own trajectory. So you guys should just take that one as a motivation, right? And thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Okay. I was almost going to say, James, are you not going to give us this welcome to my YouTube channel vibes, since you're talking social media? And you just did the welcome to my TED Talk. Oh, great. Awesome. Thank you very much for the last, the closing thoughts. I mean, it's something to use to hold body and soul together and to keep pushing when this journey becomes rigorous. Just remember what James has said: be part of the African story, write your name on the footprint of history. Thank you very much. We just would move quickly to the last session for today, and we have a facilitator here already. He's going to be taking us on blogging your journey on CIL Academy LMS. So some persons might be wondering, what is LMS? Am I blogging? Am I Linda KG? Am I a blogger and all of that? So just stay put. We've been having a lot of back-to-back. It's because we know that at the end of this induction, we would still be very nice and very welcoming, but very rigorous and tough, because we would have taken it a step higher. So, John, good afternoon. Kindly confirm if you can hear me. Good afternoon, John. Kindly confirm if you can hear me. Okay, can someone please tell? Oh, great. I think I'm. Yes, I was almost going to call someone to please tell you that I'm not hearing you.
Okay, you're good. I can
All
hear
right,
you.
so I'll just pass the baton over to you at this point in time. So let's welcome our next facilitator, Adejuwon Adeyeye, who will be taking us through.
Thank you, Victor. I think we're moving towards that time now where people's names are introduced just because we all have different culture. We produce names, we pronounce names, and it's sort of very surprising. If you're a person on this call and you heard Victor saying Adeyeye, please don't be annoyed on my behalf. I'm not pained as well. But it's not Adeyeye, Victor, it's Adeyeye, okay?
Apologies about that. Apologies.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Okay, nice to meet you guys. Every time we get to do this, I'm really always very happy because it's like another opportunity to meet potential colleagues, and also just start a journey basically that most times, at least for the ones that are very determined, it always ends in on positive notes, ends in good stories and good experience. Right? So I see you guys as my colleagues. I mean potential colleagues basically, as far as you choose to do this with us, and all things being equal, I get to be part of the people that gets to finally be selected. So without saying much, Bolanle and Jay, I mean, as you guys can see, we're very chill people. We like laughing a lot. So we like to also deliver this very important program to you guys, very power-packed program to you guys, but with all the jokes and all the laughs. I'm going to be talking about blogging, not in the core of actual blogging, like from marketing perspective, but how you can do it, right? Especially with the fact that we have like a number of channels that you can do it through. You can do it via your own personal blogging accounts in case you're using Medium, or even your LinkedIn, as far as people are using LinkedIn for applying for jobs and posting for jobs. You can also use it to talk about yourself, put yourself out there. I think Bradley said that like a couple of times. And putting yourself out there right now in this current world we are, especially in this tech world, it's like very, very important. You're wondering why someone that is very competent in some things is just back. If you choose to take a back seat, and someone that just probably know a surface idea, have a surface idea about that same concept or that same domain, data, cloud, product management, anyone, right? They're doing so well just because they're able to, communicate or put themselves out there, and they can package things properly, right? And that's the way the world is right now. If you're able to like package yourself and put yourself out there, you get all the glory basically. My name is Adejuwon. I lead the product management and delivery domain here at Secure Intelligence. I'm going to be sharing my screen now. Someone would have mentioned to you guys at some point that there's an LMS, blah blah blah, that you're going to be using to consume your content. Now that LMS is able to give you much more than giving you content, right? It also has a part of it that you can use for blogging, okay? And from there you can publish your stuff or share your stuff across other social media channels that you might choose. I'm not going to take time. I'm going to let us have a very interactive session where we take a lot of questions, because for the next 4 to 6 months, like 6 months actually, for the next 6 months, you're going to be spending a lot of time on the LMS. So it's very important you have a good idea of what you'll be expecting, at least in terms of how you can use it to blog and publish your story. So I'm going to be sharing my screen now. Any moment from now, it should be up. It should be up now. But can everybody hear me though? So I'm sure I'm not talking to myself. Just
Yeah,
give thumbs up.
we can still hear you. I can still hear you.
All right, cool. Okay. You don't have access to this yet, but this is what our LMS looks like, at least on the front page. So consider this as as you having inside information, even though right now you don't have access to it. Just learn by proxy and take notes. You can have some things jot down. So when you're giving access to it, you can, fully interact with it. So I'm going to just log out just to give you guys a fresh experience. But you're still going to have another session where we take you through how you can, have access to the LMS, take your courses. But this one is you're going to just focus on how you can blog on the LMS. So it should be. Can you guys see my screen now? It should be a yes, actually.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right, perfect. Okay, so when you get to the LMS, which you're going to give you the URL when it's time. This is what you're going to see at the first time. You're going to see an option on the top nav bar. You're going to see home, programs, blog, and more. But if you click blogs, it's going to take you to a page like this, and then you're reading different stories from people. You're reading cloud engineering. You're reading and the good part is we have a number of bloggers that was published either by your past current students that are currently running the program or the ones that have also been part of it in the past, right? You're going to see all of their blogs and you can even read from it as well. They can talk about their stories, what they've learned, how they learned it, what they thought was a very massive roadblock, and how they were able to skip through it. But now it's your own turn to put your story out there, what you've learned, and maybe share it across your other social media channels. So you're going to see all the list of blogs on this page. And then from there, you can navigate your way around and see how you can create your own. And it's a very simple process. So what you can just do in that case is you'll be prompted you have to log in, of course. So just go to the login page, you log in, you get all these credentials are going to be given to you where you can, log in with your own credentials. But because I have my own credential as a user as well, so I get to log in and I should have access to do anything that I want to do. And so as you can see, because I'm logged in now, it gives me this button that says add a new entry. So let's say for a very good reason, you have gone through the rigor of the week and you've learned a lot of things and you're surprised at what you've learned, and man, you can't wait to pen something down. All you got to do is to just come to this page, add a new entry, and then it opens up a portal where you can impute all the things you might want to impute. Now, this looks very simple, quite all right. But the amount of things you can do here is probably quite more advanced than what you can see out there. And that's why I say that. After imputing an entry, I'm going to leave this environment very soon when I start imputing actual content. And reason for that is because this is a production environment and we don't want to litter it. We're just going to go to another environment where we're going to put a demo content in. Okay. So we have our entry title, which is supposed to be the title of the blog you want to publish, right? And then we have the blog entry body. Now, in this blog entry body, you get to do a number of things, ranging from you imputing a thumbnail for your blog, styling these different sections of your blog as well. I'm going to show you all of that. But each of these icons you can see at this top is everything is there for you to use to style your blog. Okay. And then afterwards, you can also add an attachment and then you can add tags. And now this tags is mostly a way for us to categorize blogs. Now, let's say, when you're writing your stuff on LinkedIn, there's always the hashtag that you can, add to your post, data engineering, whatever blog, whatever hashtag you choose to, impute. So the idea is that anybody that comes to LinkedIn and search that particular keyword or that link or that hashtag, they're able to see all the list of blogs that have been published with that same hashtag, right? That's actually a way of categorizing content, basically. For those that are going to be doing cloud and data engineering, you're going to understand all of these things in a more, contextual and in a very deeper context, right? So that's what it looks like. It's like very, very simple. So blog as much as you want. It's not very complex. Just come here. Oh, today I learned this and I can't wait to start putting my hands on it, especially with this 1, 2, 3 challenge that I've been seeing on these other platforms. I'm willing to provide this. I'm willing to, learn this, learn that. It could be anything actually. When the world where if you learn how to just, maybe italicize the text with HTML, you'll be very surprised when you get to LinkedIn and you see how someone can package that kind of thing. When you are still there, you can even, you can style your divs, you can give it a background, you can do all of those things. You'll be surprised at someone that can just, add a high or that high tag or whatever they use to italicize content on with HTML. you'll be surprised. You'll be like, okay, don't I know this, right? And now that's because that person has done it probably like a couple of times. Person has honed that skill, and you're able to, communicate that in a very interactive and very interesting way. So more than just blogging your own content is also the part where you can, try to learn alongside with it, become more, become very storytelling with your approach in case you maybe want some sort of engagement. Some of us are going to not just become cloud engineers, but become some sort of influencers in that area. Now, for you to become an influencer in that area, that means you must be able to like command some sort of respect in terms of how you put your thoughts down, how you, how you blog, how you write stuff, and all of those things. And this is a way for you to start learning that, start putting that together. Okay. So I'm going to go into that into a different tab now. We're going to like put some real content down. Just give me a thumbs up or just react. Just be sure that we're still together on this. Victor, I think I'm stuck with you. So let me know. Can you guys still hear me?
I can still hear you. I can still see your screen.
All right, perfect. All right, so I'm sharing a different tab now. You might not see the transition, but I'm actually sharing a different tab now. Okay, so someone should give me a content. I said it's going to be very interactive. Someone should give me a name. Someone should give me something. Oh, I'm glad to be part of the Cohort 6. It could be a content, and then we start writing stuff. So I need a title at least. We can write other ones. I can use vibes to fill the other parts. But someone should give me a title. Put it in the Q&A session. Victor, please let me know when we have things coming in there. We can do can pick a random.
All right.
And we don't have anything, we can just come up with something. So we have like 1 or 2 is to take in.
Someone is saying the best place to be right now. We have benefits of CIL Academy training. We have starting the journey. So which do you want to pitch for? My journey into cloud computing.
Okay, now this is becoming problematic because now everything is sounding very interesting to me. I have to choose one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So okay, I think you're the one that I can see that right now. So how about you just choose one and then let's write about this.
Okay, so let's do my journey into cloud computing.
Joining into cloud computing.
I'm finding this interesting, Joanne. Let's do the importance of accountability partners in your tech journey. It looks long, but sounds okay. The importance of accountability partners in your tech journey.
Sorry, who chose that? I would like that person can come back to write about this in the next 4 weeks or next 2 months, depending on your experience.
Okay, wisdom.
Right? Not
yeah,
the name.
Wisdom Ademola. I'm not pronouncing your name well.
All right, we're going to do demo on it now, but that person should come back and write on it in 2 months. Okay?
Okay, so, Wisdom in 2 months' time.
All right, can you please give me the name again, please? Title.
Okay, the name is Wisdom.
The title of
Victor Ademola.
All right. So title of the blog, please.
The importance of accountability partners in your tech journey.
The importance of accountability partner in your tech journey. Okay. So we have a topic. All right, so let's put content down. But before we put content down, let's go and carry one image in Google from anywhere. Accountability, just search accountability partner. As well, just start my blogging career from here. This is very interesting. Okay. I'll just pick an image, and then drop it on it. Something very funky. Hope you guys are following me. Okay. Okay, I think we have something. Right. Okay, so this might look very too professional, but at the same time it's something, right? Okay, because in our tech world we believe in what's it called? We believe in round neck and what's it called? Round neck and jeans alone. But these people here are wearing shirts, so people will not mind. So I'm gonna just drop the image on it now. It's as simple as you dragging and dropping an image on the portal you are creating your content with. It's actually as simple as that. Just load it and then it displays it. Simple as ABC. If you want, if maybe the section of the page you currently have is very small, as we're very tiny, you can as well just write something that just pick an image that is not that big. So you can start by saying, I wish someone could just like maybe it was Wisdom that chose the topic, right? Wisdom can just unmute his or mic and then we do this together. But I'll just start, and if Victor finds that okay, Victor can unmute you and then we can start. All right, so I started my journey in CIL. Started my journey with CIL Academy in what's the month? In June, right? In June, and it has been nothing but awesome. Okay, so let's say let's say this as first. So let's funkify it a bit. So I say hear me out, right? Now that hear me out, you can do anything you want to do with this hear me out. Let's say we italicize it, right? And then I can even do as well as maybe adding emojis or whichever one works for you. Hear me out, right? Then we start saying stuff like we were told, and I'll move that thing again. We were told, sorry. Like that, then make it more size. Okay. We were thoughts on the importance of blogging. The importance of what's it called? Partners, right? Accountability partner. Bracket. I will refer to this as AP in the rest of this article as it tallies. I'm just playing around, guys, with my accountability partners initials. Just start with stuff like this together, and then you go the benefits. Okay, let's start with the challenges. The challenges. And this can be like a section. If this is a section now, this means that you might want to lay some sort of emphasis on it, and then maybe bolding it, whatever it is that you might just feel like it's important in this case anyway, as my applies to you. Specific challenges. Then you can say according to I want to show you guys how you can reference something now. According to let's say James Praise, for example, right? James Praise. They can link James Praise. They can go and take James Praise, what's it called, LinkedIn profile, maybe James LinkedIn profile link or something. Put it there, right? Sorry. Okay. Okay, I think that should give me. I don't know why that's not working, but you shouldn't experience this in the production environment anyway. This actually just helps test things out. But if you click this, it's supposed to give you the link where you can impute the link to James' profile on LinkedIn, right? So you link that according to James Praise, AP accountability partner is very important as it's this and all of those things. You can have multiple sections like this as you go on, right? Depending on how your own style of writing, what you feel like you want to lay emphasis on, what you feel like you just want to make bold and all of that, what you want to link, all of those things. And when you're done, And also in between content like this as well, you can also, add images as might deem it fits, right? Depending on what, I'm just gonna pick this very random image and put it in between this, right? You can also do that. Don't worry about this in the image. So you continue with that, continue writing your stuff basically. And when you're done, all you gotta do is just select, you want to make it anybody in the world, or maybe people that are just using this on this site alone, or just yourself. Maybe you're still drafting it. It's still like it's still left with a lot of work that you have to put in place. Then when you're done with that, you can then add tags, right? And the tags is as good as you just typing stuff like, okay, journey to tech body, all of those hashtags, just as you might like, right? And when you're done with that, just press enter. Let's say tech body, for example, or tech bro, for example, tech bros. Type that, data guy, type that. Just add as many tags as you might want, right? And from here, you save your changes, and that's as good as you're done, right? So if you find like I said right earlier, right, there are a number of you that some of you guys that already have an existing platform that you own or that you're running, either you're working with people on or you just controlling by yourself. It's as good as you just either sharing from here to that platform, or you can even bring from there if you want to like replicate some other things here as well. Maybe you feel like you already have some sort of ecosystem that you're already managing, sort of community that you're already managing from this kind of area, and you want to just maintain. Right from there, share with your guys. Right from here, share with your guys. At the end of the day, what we're trying to let you do or to not stop doing is to not forget to put yourself out there and blog your journey, document your journey. You're going to look at this in like the next 6 months and you'll be wondering, did I actually just cross from zero to techie? Like that just happened. It will be very surprising. And then if you have this kind of process that that used to document how you've learned, how you've come from not knowing anything about how to center a div, how to write a single line of Python scripts, all of those things, and you're here now, it's really impressive. You'll be able to like give yourself a pat on the back, like, okay, I've done this. And it makes you feel like there's nothing in the world that you cannot do. That's something that I think for me that blogging actually does for me. So I'm able to like go like past posts like years ago, and I'm wondering how who did this? I don't know who did this. Is actually very poor. And then you're able to like just suppose where you were coming from and where you are now. You're able to like say that okay, I've come a long way actually, and then it gives some sort of confidence as a person, right? So guys, I hope I've been able to show you the practicality or how you can go ahead with creating blog content on the LMS portal. And again, guys, like we're not discouraging you from using what you currently have or what you are already used to. But for those of you that are just starting this journey for yourself and you maybe are looking for a safe space to start from, right? This is a good place for you to start. You might be thinking, okay, I want people just using LMS, which means that the guys that are currently learning with you, your colleagues, your people that maybe the past students as well, maybe current, maybe upcoming students, for them to just come and see that, oh, there's a guy called Wisdom, and this is what he learns with accountability partner, right? From there, we won't have it. The session that we were having maybe earlier, maybe like 2 days ago, when we were talking about accountability partner, we can always reference that, okay, this is what one of our past students actually had to say about, accountability partner. For some reasons now, if that is well written and you're able to encourage people, maybe you're able to like call out some things, you just start getting some LinkedIn notifications by people following you. Why? They kind of they can resonate to what you have to go through to get an accountability. Sorry, I talk fast sometimes. That's why I get this thing a lot. So they can kind of like learn what you went through, selecting an accountability partner, how you went about it. Maybe it can give you some, maybe they can learn some other things from you. And from there, who knows? Someone feels like, oh, maybe they're working on an NGO project and they're trying to see how they can, improve interpersonal relationships in the community. And then the way you went about writing your own accountability partner kind of informs a strategy they feel like they could also employ, right? That sets you or that puts you on their radar of someone that they can either partner with or even employ to oversee that kind of process. What can happen from here is limitless, basically, guys. But here is not to tell you about the advantages of blogging, but how you can do it from the LMS portal. So I think I've been talking like for some minutes now. I'll just take some questions from you guys. So thank you guys for your time. Victor, I think this is where I stop now to take questions from the guys.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much. This is the time when we take questions. Questions for John. I mean, I don't want to build on what he said. There are no better words I can use at the moment to capture what he's taught us shared with us. Basically, when we get enrolled fully from next week, we'll get hands-on with this particular operation. But just before then, let's bring our questions. Do you have any questions for Joan? Do you have any questions for Joan?
Sorry, there are no questions. Victor, I think we can still extend what I told Wisdom the other time to every other person. Everybody that has dropped one, that has suggested one topic or the other, should come back and write on it. I just saw a post now from Erasmus. It said deep dive into data engineering with CIL Academy. I mean, that would be a very good, interesting topic to write on.
Very interesting, very interesting. Deep dive into data engineering with CIL. My journey journal. Oh, interesting. So for everyone who has dropped the topic, Wisdom, Erasmus, Emmanuel, take the next black oil. Interesting. Priscilla, starting the journey. Lukman, benefits of CIL Academy training. Temitope, my journey into cloud computing. Oyedapo, the best place to be right now. In 2 months' time, that's August. Please come back and write on this. Come back and write on this. Joanne, there's a question. How can we do this with LinkedIn?
Okay. Very good. So I didn't leave that part out so we can get to actually look at how it's done, right? So you can share your content, right? You can share your content to any channel you want to share it through. So I'm just gonna click on this content now, and then we'll see how sharing is done, right? What was that question? I mean, that's a very good one.
The question was asked by Oluwabukola Adejuwon.
Okay, we share your name. That's very cool. All right, so Bukola, if you want to share your blog via any channel of your choice, all you gotta do is just enter that same blog, scroll to the bottom of the page, and you're going to see all the options that are available for you: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, email, anyone that you might want to use, right? And then there's interactive part of it as well, where people can drop comments, where you can maybe tell you guys, when you're done reading, please, maybe towards the end of your content, your article, your blog, whichever one you're writing, just tell the person to, people, if you find this very interesting, drop a comment or drop how you've been able to, maneuver this process in the past. What do you think? Suggest new ways to do this, blah, blah, blah. All that comment section is for. But for sharing, you have about 6 different options that you can, share through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. So yeah, to your question, Adejuwon, you can definitely share, and these are the options. It's on the blog, it's on the content page itself. Okay.
There's a question here again. Is it compulsory for us to blog about our experiences?
It's not. We're not enforcing it on you, but we think the kind of people we're trying to build in CIL Academy, as you can see, this program is not by force for you, right? You are here because you chose to, right? But we're going to tell you that blogging is very important to your journey and your growth as a person, right? You're documenting your journey and communicating what you've learned as the way of letting it sink in, right? Because now you're being very careful about, okay, I have to get more in depth on this so I understand what I'm really communicating. And then it's like eureka moment for you about how much you're able to learn, right? So it's strongly encouraged. That's what I'm gonna say. It's not we're not a marketing agency that we're trying to recruit people that can be that can be writing blogs for us. No, right? But this is a part of your journey we feel is very, very important for you as a person, right? And for your people that if you care about people as well, you want to tell them about how you're able to do things in the past and helping people, helping lives generally, right? But nobody's enforcing you to blog, but it's what you should consider doing as a tech enthusiast.
All right, one more question. after this program, would we still have access to the LMS? Okay, I see Blessing is answering that question in the chat room. But do you want to speak to that bit, Joe?
Yes, I will speak to that. But I believe this it has some other parts of it that I think Bolani would also like to speak on, but I'll just answer it now. The access to the LMS is going to be open to some very selected people, and it's only going to be based on people that are able to complete the program, right? But it's not for everybody, right? If you're disqualified at some point at all, best believe that you don't have access to that LMS again, and every content therein is not accessible to you again, right? Or at least except we have some other programs that you can also subscribe to. We have some AWS training that you can subscribe to, but it won't be via the same access you're having right now as a 0 to Techie Cohort 6 student, right? But so that access will probably be very configured for what you either paid for or what you've been onboarded to do, right? But because this one is is open to you as a person, you can just do as much as you like. But at some point, if you're disqualified, you don't have access anymore. But let's talk about disqualifications. If you are a qualified student and you're able to finish this program, it's going to be given to you on lifetime access mode. All right, Victor, I think that answers that question, I guess.
Yes. I'm just looking through the chat box to see that I'm not missing any question.
Okay.
Length of pages of the blog, should it be long or short? Of course, you know your audience. You should understand your audience, and whatever you're writing on should eventually pass across the message, the intended message. Okay, so what is this? Okay, to keep me on track to keep me on track, do you mind I blog on a daily basis? This can, of course you can, right? Of course you can. Of course you can. Would there be a timetable for classes, and would there be resources to get solutions from during the program? I intend to take the program seriously. I mean, that the last part of that question is what we want. That's the spirit. Yes, but there would be a structure. There would be a time for you to engage with resources and other things. Yes, there would be a timing for that. What would make one get disqualified from the academy? Okay, Immaculate, Maxwell, I'm holding that question, and let me get John speak to that. Afterwards, I would get Bolanle come speak to that also. So, John, someone is asking, after this whole pump up, the person is, okay, so I'm hearing I can get access if I don't get disqualified, and this person is worried. What would make one to get disqualified from the academy, from the program? So, John, just speak to that briefly, and Bolanle, please be on standby to speak on that also.
All right. Why the person focus on disqualification is the first question, actually. So here's the thing, right? While disqualification might be what you should be worried about, it shouldn't be your focus. Actually, your journey is what we're really concerned about, and how much you're able to get from this program, right? On different the programs are arranged in different what's it called, modules, right? You have the module 1, like up to like module 8 or thereabouts, right? Different modules have different requirements, right, for scaling through. So when you're done with module 1, the requirement that has been set or that will be communicated with you guys, if you're able to meet it up, there's no reason for you to be worried. That means you get to module 2, same with module 3, same with module 4. But each of the modules have different requirements for you to, pass them. So to the person that asked that question, the requirement is dependent on what is required for the module. So it should be communicated to you. There's no, we operate an open door policy. Nothing is going to be done in the dark. Okay. So Bolali will speak to this quickly as well.
All right. Hi. So I would say this in addition to what Juwon has said. Do not focus on getting disqualified. I said something yesterday. If the cutoff mark, whatever, hypothetically, if the cutoff mark is 99.9, your goal should be that see that 100, I'll make it. So do not focus on getting disqualified. First of all, that you're part of the induction, you will definitely get into module 1. So at that point, you start your journey. Whatever criteria, whatever qualifications, whatever you're told to do, to move to the next level, just keep learning. The goal is to learn. The goal is to build your career in the tech space. Don't focus on getting disqualified. Focus on the skills you will get. Focus on what you will achieve. The journey, the process, the goal. Remember, set your goal. Work towards achieving that goal. Every obstacle on the way, whatever challenges, whatever criteria, always aim to meet them.
Thank you very much, Bolanli. Thank you very much. I believe that has answered that question. Which other question is here? I want to be sure we are not. Thank you very much for that comment. Oyedi Kachuku. CIL Academy looks very professional with their program. We just don't look it. We are professional. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we answered that question. Yes, if you don't pass a current module, you definitely won't move on to the next module. But just like Adejuwon Adeyeye has said, don't focus on not passing, being disqualified. I mean, just focus on what is going to be decked on the inside of you during the course of this program. What's the main medium of communication? Your emails. There is a Slack channel which you'll be onboarded onto. That is going to be the primary means of communication. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. We've answered questions, we've cleared doubts, and we've done all this for free. Like, seriously, for free. So all we are just saying is come with your laptop and come with that mindset to be a techie in 6 months from now, and boom, you'll be proud of what we would turn you to be. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joan. Thank you for running us through that session. We've learned a lot, and we look forward to getting fully operational in the next couple of days. Tomorrow we will be bringing the induction program to an end. Tomorrow's session would be doing a recap of basically everything we've gone through from Monday morning even up until this afternoon session, and we want you to brace up. There would be tomorrow we'll spend time to answer more questions and provide more clarity as need be. Joan, just before I let you leave, do you want to share a closing thought with the guys in the room today?
I mean, I'm not very big or very good with aspire to aspire all those closing thing, but I mean, go on, be great. Go on, be great.
Okay.
I mean, you are here because there's a will, right? So what I'm just saying is try to maintain that will. Try and wake up every morning and with that same will. Just be trying, actually. Don't say no to it. You're gonna get to a point where you feel like, why did I even do this in the first place? But then say yes and try. All right?
But then see it through. Thank you very much, Joan. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we draw the curtain for today. Thank you for being part of this afternoon section. We hope to see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good morning, wherever you are. Namaste. Bye.